Okay, so this is our hydroponic system. We already have some lettuce and different herbs growing. In the bottom here, we're going to grow some more lettuce. First, we're gonna measure the pH. The pH is always high here, so we use lemon to lower the pH. So you want your pH to be between 5.5 and 6.5, I think. It says 9.4. Okay, so we'll put some lemon juice in. You need a little bit. You can also use vinegar, but we'll use lemon juice. Yeah, go ahead. That's good. And let's mix it up and see what we got now. We're at 8.6, so we need a little more.
The blue one.
Blue one?
Yeah.
Here's the blue one. This one measures the parts per million. We're around there.
Like the video.
Okay, I'm gonna use some vinegar for this now because I ran out of lemon. You have to be very careful with the vinegar because a tiny bit goes a long way. So I'll just put a little bit of vinegar like that. So now we're measuring the pH again, and I put too much vinegar. All right, they're all too low now.
Hi.
Okay, so since I put too much vinegar, I'm gonna go ahead and use this mason jar to take some water out and put some more faucet water in. You can also use baking soda, I think, but I'm just gonna do it this way. It's a little more natural, so. Okay, I'm gonna measure the pH again. Looks like we're about 6. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and put the nutrients in. I'm using Flora Micro General Hydroponics. It has 3 different bottles, 1 teaspoon of each of these per gallon. First you do the green, then you do the purple, then you do the pink. And you have to mix them in the water separately. You can't mix them together and then put them in the water. So you actually take the teaspoon or however many per gallon that you need, put it in, mix it up, wait a minute or 2, and then you put the next one in. So these are 4-gallon buckets, but I don't have them filled up all the way. Also, I tend to use less nutrients and my plants grow just fine. So I'm just gonna put 2 tablespoons of each per bin. So first you wanna shake it up.
Why?
Okay, so the lids, I drilled a 2-inch hole into them, and then I have the 2-inch net pots. And those go right in to the hole. Usually I would put more holes in one of these, but I was growing tomatoes and peppers out of them originally, but it didn't really work out with these lights. They're not strong enough, I think. So I'm just gonna put lettuce in them and eventually drill some more holes. Lock these in place and then put the net cups in. You'll want to make your water deep enough that your net cup touches it, and then we're going to put some clay pebbles in each of these. These are the clay pebbles. I prefer to use them in my hydroponic setup. I fill the net cup. So the net cup meets with the water about right here. So I like to put enough clay pebbles in so that the top one is half in the water and half above water, and then I'll put my seed on top of that. The clay pebble kind of absorbs the water, so the whole thing stays wet, and that'll help your seeds to germinate. And honestly, I've had better luck germinating the seeds right here on the clay pebble in this hydroponic system than I had when I actually germinated them in paper towels. So I think just the transplant shock, maybe, I don't know, but this works better for me. So I just put the seed right in the clay pebbles, and then I'll put more clay pebbles on top of that, and then I let it sit, and that's it. They just grow. I don't ever have to do anything else to it. That's about how I want it to look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill all these up about a third of the way. And just make sure the ones on top are touching the water, but not completely submerged in the water. So I'm gonna be growing some bok choy, some gourmet blend, and butter crunch lettuce. I like to put 3 to 5 seeds. I just sprinkle them on top here. And then I'll just cut the rest once they start growing, and then I'll keep the strongest one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some clay pebbles on top very gently so that I don't wash the seeds away. I try to get rid of the bigger ones. And then I just fill it up, and literally that's all you do. Now you can just let this bucket sit, the seeds will germinate, the roots will start growing downward and absorbing the water, therefore giving the roots some oxygen and water and nutrients, and it has everything you need. You don't need to water it or anything. It's just good to go. We like to travel a lot, and they're totally fine. We just got back from Florida actually, and these ones were just left on their own, and they are totally fine. Here's a timer. I have it set just so that it's on for 12 hours, off for 12 hours. People do different timing. You don't need to have a light on them at first, but once you see them start to peek out, you immediately want to put light on them very close because you don't want them getting too long and leggy. If you see that they're kind of shooting up and they're not growing out, then you need to lower your light or get a better light. The light that I use, they're actually just T5 shop lights, and they work great and they don't get hot. And I have them touching some of my plants, and it has never burnt them. I'll show you. Like these ones, they're touching it, but they don't get burnt at all. There's no sign of them getting burnt.